Hi everyone, welcome back to Cooking in HD. It's Bart, and it's been a little while since I made a recipe for you guys, but today I have something that I'm really proud of. These are Panko-Crusted crab cakes, and I like to order these in restaurants, but the reality is they can be a little bit pricey, but if you make them at home, they're absolutely amazing, and you can make these hockey puck size ones like I've made for you here. I'm actually serving this with a homemade chipotle aioli, and you can get the recipe for this entire dish on my website, cookinginhd.com. And I just want to say thank you to my subscribers. There's many hundreds of you now, and about 400,000 of you have viewed my videos. So thank you very much. If you like what you see here, please be sure to subscribe on my videos on Cooking in HD on YouTube and visit my website, cookinginhd.com. Please enjoy. All right, let's go over our ingredients. I have here previously cooked, frozen, and now they've been thawed snow crab legs. I've got about 2.5 pounds of these, and that will probably yield about 1 pound of crab meat. You can also use king crab legs, and if you can't find either, or a less expensive substitute would be to use canned crab meat. That works okay as well. I've got some Worcestershire sauce, some dry mustard, cayenne pepper, salt, 1 large yellow or white onion, You can use yellow onions as well. Don't use red onions, they change the color of the crab cake. We'll use a couple lemon wedges. I've got a couple eggs here for binding the crab cakes. About 2 heaping tablespoons of light mayo. You can use regular mayo as well. About half a pack of crackers, and these are for sort of filler for the inside of the crab cakes to give them body. But for the outside of the crab cakes, we're going to use Japanese panko breadcrumbs. They'll give them a nice texture on the outside when we go to fry, and then probably about that much or so of dill for additional flavor for the crab cakes. Okay, so what we have here is the end result after about half an hour worth of deshelling. I find the best way to get the crab meat out of these shells is just use a kitchen knife and using the blunt end of it, the sort of not the blade end, but the other end, and just hammer down on these and crack them open and pull out the crab meat. So this is it right here. It's probably about 1 pound worth of crab, and sometimes you get nice big pieces like that from the claw, but often you're just gonna have to work at it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tear this up using a fork. I'm just gonna just break it all up, and then the next step will be to move on to make our crab cake filling. All right, next I've taken the entire pack of soda crackers, and I'm just going to give them a quick pulse. And you can see here, we've got a nice fine cracker mixture. Okay, here I've got about 1/4 cup of dill or so. I've given it a nice fine chop, and that'll go into our crab cake mixture as well. All right, well now let's start mixing everything together and make our crab cake fillings. So we'll start with the dry ingredients. I've got my crackers going in, and my onion, that's 1 cup of each, and my dill. Next we'll add 1 sort of flat tablespoon of mustard powder, and depending on how adventurous you want to be, a sprinkle of cayenne pepper. Okay, now we'll add our wet ingredients. So I've got 2 eggs beaten. Add those in there. We'll add our mayo and a couple splashes of Worcestershire. There, that ought to do it. And we'll give that a mix. Okay, so this is the shredded crab meat, and then now we just have to fold again everything together and make sure it's well incorporated into the crab filling. Okay, so now I'm gonna actually show you how to make a cake. And what I wanna do is take, I mean, you can make them as big or as little as you want. I like to make mine the size of a small hamburger patty, just because I like to be generous when I'm serving these. So think about it as kind of the size of the palm of my hand, right there. And notice that they stick together quite nicely. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on a parchment paper lined cutting board where I've already got 4 made. And I'll just keep making them until I run out of crab cake mixture, and then we'll fry them up. Okay, so in this frying pan I've got oil and butter. Next to it I've got panko breadcrumbs. And so my panko station is here, and then right next to it I've got my 9 crab cakes. That's what I was able to get from my crab cake mixture. So I'm just going to take the crab cake, put it in the panko, and just kind of press it in just to make sure that it's all coated. Flip it over, press it in, get the sides like that, makes the shape a bit, and then we'll just put this down into the frying pan like so. Okay, so I just flipped these over. You can see that they're nice and golden brown on this side, and they're probably on for about 3 minutes before I flip them over. But you gotta watch them because breadcrumbs will burn quickly. Okay, so these are done, and I'm just gonna scoop them up, and I'm gonna put them on a piece of paper towel, just so that any oil and grease can be absorbed away from them. There we go. And then I'll put them in the oven just to stay warm while I finish the other 4. Well, here is the final product. I'm really proud of it. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna just cut into a piece here for you now. And it's got a nice crispy crust, and you can see that inside we've got some of that dill, some of that crab. Looks really nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scoop up some of that aioli, put it on top, and now for the tasting. Oh wow. The aioli is very subtle, and it's got a little bit of bite to it, as you might expect. But the crab cakes are really moist and tender inside. And the snow crab is so delicate, it's almost sweet. I assure you, there's no sugar in these, but they have a really subtle sweetness that I enjoy. Wow, these are delectable. Well, I hope you enjoy what you see here. And if you want to try out this recipe, just go to cookinginhd.com. Cheers.